Welcome, everyone, to a unique new thing on the Socratic Cinema Show. Today, we are going to be doing sort of a spin-off to the Last of Us 2 podcast, which we just did. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Go watch our other stuff on the regular Socratic Cinema podcasts. The Last of Us 2 was our first Socratic side quest, which is about games and what we like about them, what we dislike. And in it, we mentioned that we would talk about a bunch of reviews, but unfortunately, we didn't have the time. So we're going to spend a little bit of time right now going over some bad reviews for The Last of Us 2. I believe all of us got 1-star reviews for this game. These are the bottom of the barrel. By no means do these represent actual negative criticisms about the game. This is just for a bit of fun. But without further ado, let's just get into it.
Here's a 1-star review. We're going to start off short and sweet from Molly Allo on Google Reviews. 1 star. Her review reads, spoiler alert, killing Joel, the main character, was like getting rid of Mario in Super Mario Bros. And to this, I say, aren't there a lot of Nintendo games about Luigi?
Yeah.
I mean, Joel's not the main character of this game.
I don't think the two are really comparable.
I do like how they've completely equated Mario, a literal two-dimensional character, with Joel, almost a living, breathing person within the Last of Us world. Yeah, totally warrants a 1-star review, by the way, 100%.
Bad game.
Bad game. Don't buy it.
Here is a 0 out of 10 Metacritic review from Contumculus. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But he says, spit in the face of everyone who loved the first game. On no green earth is this a good game by any stretch. You're forced to witness the death of a beloved character and then play as the murderer of said character, all while the game wants you to sympathize with them. Then towards the end, Ellie cannot even bring herself to take revenge, but seems to have no problem killing hundreds of people instead. Would not recommend. Save your money, folks.
Did someone hurt you, Metacritic reviewer? Do you need a little bit of therapy? No, he does make a good point, though. Ellie literally is a genocider. She single-handedly killed the entire population of Seattle. She's a war criminal.
Yeah, I feel like this review brings up something that I see in a lot of these reviews, and they like to say you're forced to sympathize with Abby. You're not forced to do anything. I mean, we've seen, trust me, there's plenty of geniuses in these review sections who clearly did not sympathize with Abby, despite the game, quote-unquote, forcing them to.
I will give this guy some credit, and he does say that this game may receive lots of criticism for political reasons, but he just simply thinks this game disrespects the first game, which I don't agree with, but I mean, what can you do?
I like this one from Max Madjigisk. I quote-unquote played this game on YouTube, more like watched the movie, but I'll explain that, and had to watch the sex scene with Neil Druckmann's doppelganger and Abby. Glad I sold my PS4 2 years ago. Pros, good graphics, I guess. Soundtrack was also fitting. Cons, you only get 35 minutes of gameplay in the first 4 hours, constant pandering towards political correctness and progressive BS, Neil Druckmann's look-alike, and the fact that this game really costs $60. Please do not buy. I'm sad whoever recorded the gameplay I watched did. So this guy didn't even play the game, and he decided to leave a review.
It hurts that he says good graphics, I guess.
Because
to me, this game, one of the best games graphically that I've ever played.
What game beats it? What is he talking? I don't know. I guess they're okay. Like,
here's what he labeled as progressive BS: bigot sandwich, smoking weed, Abby. Those three.
Just the character of Abby.
Just Abby. Those 3 items are progressive BS.
You know what? I agree with him. I also think the fact that there was a woman in the game was way too progressive. I can't believe that they pushed the political agenda that far to the left. This is from Teacher Tim. He says, why is this game 1 out of 5 stars? First and foremost, because after Joel is murdered within the first 2 hours of the game, 100% of the reason why I purchased the game was gone. There will be no relationship between Joel and Ellie, no banter, no character development, no bad corny joke books, no deep discussions, nothing. Most of all, nothing fun. Not the slightest inkling of a good time playing the characters we love. That dies immediately. What follows is an extremely boring, redundant, preachy storyline where the lesson I'm supposed to learn is not to take vengeance on the one person who killed the most important person in your life by killing everyone who is not the most important person in your life. Does that make sense?
I mean, that's not a bad point.
No, I think you get it. It's weird that 100% of the reason he bought the game was for Joel, though.
I mean, it made it pretty clear in promotional material that we were going to be playing as Ellie. I don't think that's false advertising.
I love how they said that the second that Joel and Ellie are not together, there's no character development, zero banter, even though you play as Joel and Ellie together multiple times in flashbacks.
The thing they said, not an ounce of fun to be had, maybe has slight merit. You know, it's not always the most fun. This is a harrowing game.
Yeah.
But that being said, I still looked forward to playing this game every night.
Yeah.
I entirely agree.
This one's from Alpendale Zero on Metacritic, and as his name suggests, he gave this a 0 out of 10. This has been the worst game I've ever played. It tries too hard to appeal to the progressive left-wing population, and by doing so, sacrifices the elements that made the first game such an attractive adventure. The Last of Us Part 2 adds a Mary Sue trans character just to kill the straight white cisgendered male, because white man bad.
Wait, is she saying that's Abby?
He's implying that Abby is trans, which was never suggested.
Why do people think that because she's buff? Do they not understand that, like, women have muscles too?
I guess not.
Is
But
that
he goes even farther here. He says the director of The Last of Us 2, Neil Druckmann, inserted himself into the game to satisfy his weird fetishes of banging the trans character. The characters we grew to love in the first game are killed off for the sake of forced diversity. This game isn't fun at all, and why would anyone play a game which isn't fun? For what other purpose does one consume an entertainment product if it isn't entertaining?
Now, there's a distinction to be made there between fun and entertaining, I think is the main thing.
For sure.
Fun to me brings like positive emotion. Entertaining is just like any kind of emotion.
I think it's super funny how this guy's like, well, do you know why I liked the first game? Why? The gays weren't in it. Like, that's his reasoning.
I know. He's accusing Druckmann of some interesting things. I think they're confusing Owen and Manny, because Manny's the one that they say looks like Druckmann.
Here, wait, I'm gonna look up a picture of Neil Druckmann. He looks nothing. What?
Here's a good one. Here's a good one I have from Mr. Luke Lucas. They murder the game you wanted to play within the first hour while you watch, leaving you to play an Oxygen Network special about a militant atheist lesbian couple hell-bent on killing every god-based religious or American value.
A militant lesbian?
A militant atheist lesbian couple hell-bent on killing every god-based religion or American value. Are there religions that aren't god-based? Is one question I have. It's inexplicably gross in its constant eye-roll-inducing, disrespectful dialogue. It feels like playing as an ex-girlfriend who got caught cheating, so now feels the need to bitterly and viciously attack every male on Earth to make up for her moral shortfall. Oosh.
Yikes.
Wow, that was a journey. That was.
Oh yeah, that's just half of it. He talks about how playing as an 11-year-old sexually confused entitled brat on an 8-hour tantrum designed by a Clinton speechwriter, complete with a basket of deplorable bigot sandwiches. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
You don't play as Lev.
I'm just getting confused as to who he's even talking about anymore. I don't think this is the same game.
Wow, I think this is the first review that has left me genuinely speechless. This guy should write for Metacritic, man.
Wacky Brains 58 writes, "It is genuinely unfathomable to me that Neil Cuckerman, or whoever he is, legitimately thought this was acceptable. You truly designed this game to destroy everything most people liked. It's a disrespectful sham of a sequel, and it kills me how you hide behind modern-day societal standards like a shield. The clear attempts at basic psychological manipulation on the player are inexcusable."
This guy's playing a video game, and he's like, how dare the designers manipulate me psychologically?
This game is an insult to anyone who likes trying to be happy. If you found enjoyment from the game, then you are sick.
Oh my god, Neil Cuckerman.
Neil Cuckerman.
What's the hate against Neil Druckmann, dude? Like, what? He's just the game's director, and everyone's just like, you have single-handedly killed America with all the hell you're doing.
Crystalist Nova accuses the game of having Houdini character development. I do not know what to do with Houdini character development.
For my final review, this is by Allison. She took it in a little bit of different direction. Still 1 out of 5, so she still hated the game. But this is how she thought the ending should have happened. I will read it with her all caps words, just to clarify. "This should have been the ending twist. This did not happen, but man, it should have. Abby gets bit, or her and Ellie fall through the floor into a room with spores. Ellie doesn't choke on the air because she's immune. Abby doesn't either because she is too, thus making her father, the doctor, an equal hypocrite to Joel. Both parties accept this, cue some flashbacks, end the game. Boom. Didn't do it right next time. It was just plain unsatisfying and felt like I wasted a bunch of hours.
And Ellie and Abby live happily ever after
And then they kiss.
as best friends. And then they kiss.
And then everyone claps. Oh my gosh, I don't even...
Just to clarify again, people that genuinely think this game is bad, you totally can. And if you do, please say the phrase Neil Cuckerman in it so I can at least have some fun while I'm reading your review. But God, those were horrible reviews. Those were really, really bad.
I think we really learned a lot, though. I think we were a little bit too nice on the game, you know? We praised it. But after reading these reviews, I definitely...
Yeah.
Yeah, my mind's changed.
I will never again play as a militant atheist lesbian. Those keys aren't even that close to each other.
And they had to purposely type lesbian. I'm sad that Last of Us 2 killed American discourse, but, you know, it's just the age that we have to live in. Thank you all so much for watching that. If you want us to respond to more Last of Us 2 reviews or reviews of any game or topic or movie or show, whatever you have, please let us know. We hope that you enjoyed this video. Check out our podcasts.
Instagram, Socratic_cinema. Twitter, Cinema Socratic.
Yeah, do that. And then check out our Twitch channel, Socratic Cinema. But thank you so much for watching. We have been Socratic Cinema. See you guys later. Adios.
Bye.